Welcome back. Okay, so what we're going to do is when we open up our main menu, we are going first up to disable this button and make sure that button is enabled. So let's just close a couple of these. Close our game mode and our game player controller because we want to be utilizing our main menu player controller at the moment. So we already have a variable to our main menu right here. So we can grab that. If I just drag and drop on here, I can say get main menu. And if we go back here, we go here, we can have a look up here at the top of our detail panel. So I've got the buttons selected. We go to the top of our detail panel and you'll see it says is variable. Okay. Now it's important to have that selected so that we can actually get access to it through our Blueprint scripting. So that has been selected. So we should be able to access that. So let's just make sure we can. BTN, here we go. So we can get BTN level 2 is what we want. And let's just go and have a look here and see what different things we have at our disposal. So remember we had style, normal, hovered, pressed. Oh, there's a disabled one here as well. So we can disable this. Where we have different tints here. So maybe for disabled, let's give it something that we can see. Maybe just a yellow. Not suggesting you use yellow, but I just want it so that we can actually see that it's been disabled. Now, if we... there's going to be down here somewhere. Is enabled. Okay, so that I think is the one we want. Let's just actually check it out. So if I turn that off, and we now compile, come back here and hit play. That is now disabled. Okay. I didn't think I left that as blue, did I? Did I leave the tint as blue? Anyway, it is disabled, which is great. So that's the one, that's what we want to actually get access to. So let's just come out of here. Now, of course, we could control this from here and we could control it manually. Come back down here, is enabled, like so. But I really want to control that through code because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be saving the progress of our game, and we're going to see whether to enable or disable level 2. So initially we want it disabled. So let's just drag off here and go enabled. Set is enabled, and we want that to be false. So that is excellent. Now, how do we want to do this with this player? Get player. We don't need a player controller because this is the player controller. Let's delete that. So set is enabled. We could include that in here, or we could do something like this. If we had a lot of buttons to set up, let's just do custom, add custom event, and say set up buttons. That'll do. Okay. So number one, that is going to disable my level 2 button. So if we check now, we have this set to enabled. What color did we disabled? You have yellow there. Disable foreground. That's probably why. That might work then. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Save. Let's try and run that. And there you go. It didn't work. Why did it not work? Why did it not work? Do you know why it didn't work? I know exactly why it didn't work. Because I put this setup buttons here and I never called it. Yes, even when you've been doing this for a long time, we still do silly things like that. So I want to, could probably actually just put this in here because we wanted this all set up before we added the viewport. Otherwise, there's a possibility you might see things changing there. So let's just go and grab all of this. And then we're going to call setup buttons here. Setup buttons. Now, now it should work with any luck. Oh, there we go. Hey, there we go. So, still not getting the color we asked for. That's kind of weird, but I'll leave that to you guys. I'm not too worried about the color. I just want to know that it's not working. Okay, so at the moment, we have that grayed out. Okay, so fantastic. So what we want to do now is we want to detect, I guess, that we have completed the first level, exit the first level, go to the second level, and store that value somewhere. So I'm going to pause again. We'll come back. We'll set up something in the topmost level so that we have some sort of exit. And we will go through to level 2 and we'll look at actually setting something up so that we know we've gone to level 2, which opens up our options to go to level 2. All right, so I'll be back in just a sec.